everybody. Thank you guys so much for joining me for another episode of Heat Press Nation Live. My name is Jared, and I'm very excited to be here today. As you can see on screen, I got a loaded desk, okay? Today we are gonna be talking about the brand new Silhouette products. These have all been recently announced just last month, I wanna say, and now they're here in the flesh or in the plastic. As you can see here, I have the Curio 2, I have the Cameo 5 in that matte black finish, which is beautiful. And don't worry, I got the portrait for you guys. But before I go any further, I just wanna welcome you. I wanna say thank you for joining. It's a little bit different here. We have Christopher on a special project today. He's usually my co-host, and he's working on something really big, really cool. And so we're excited for that. And so I got you guys all to myself. So let me go ahead and open up the comments. Today, I would love to make this as interactive as possible, to be totally honest, because I'm sure you guys have lots of questions. These machines are all brand new, but I have gotten a little bit of time to play with them a bit, and so I'm very excited to show them off. Now, I think I already said this, but before we go any further, again, I have to remind you guys, our Black Friday sale is right around the corner. And if you wanna be the first person to find out when we have, when the sale launches, what our big discounts are gonna be, if you like being the first to know, make sure you text the word HEAT, that's H-E-A-T. Text the word HEAT to 31592. You're gonna wanna text the word HEAT to 31592. Diversity Princess saying hello, hello to you. Let me go ahead and load up where are we here? See, that's funny, like I'm so spoiled. Like I usually have Chris he's the comment jockey. He handles all of that. And now I'm like, how do I work the iPad? So we appreciate you guys' patience. I did mention text to join, be the first to know when our Black Friday sale goes live. It's right around the corner. And as you guys know, we always start it early. So I know Black Friday itself is a little bit over a month away. Our Black Friday sale is about or less than a month away. So you can go to our website and you can sign up for the email newsletter. But if I'm not mistaken, I believe the text messages go out first, even before the emails. So you want to get on those text notifications. Oh, here we go. Levi Apparel says hello. Cassandra Stanbury says hi. Tamara Banks says, hey, from Fredericksburg. Oh, very cool. Very cool. Fredericksburg tuning in. Marissa says, happy Thursday. Thank you. Happy Thursday to you. Happy Friday, Junior, as my buddy S likes to call it. Lisa, hello. Carlos, what's up? Mary, we got crafting with Delana, Precious Pieces, Kit Kats. I'm sorry if I'm butchering your name. Michigan in the house, we'll say that. And then Pat's coming in from Midland, Lizzie. Awesome. Well, today I'm talking about the brand new Cameo products. Now there's a lot of info to go over. So if you see stuff coming up on your screen, screenshot it. I will be addressing some of it here. We're gonna start off with the Silhouette Cameo 5. It's this machine right here. Let me open that up. It's gorgeous. Now this is the 5 in matte black. Now there are a few other colors available. As you'll see on your screen here, we do have the classic white, which you can't go wrong with the classic white. Bianco Carrera, that is like the marble finish. It's very fancy name, fancy finish. And then now you have matte pink and matte black, which this matte black is gorgeous. I absolutely love it. We have a few new tongue twisters today. A few new tool options. There we go. It's the ooze. It's ooh. A few new tool options. And these are powered tools. So you have the heat pen, you have the embossing tool, you have the pen holder. These are all really great. These are brand new on the Cameo 5. One thing that I love about the Cameo 5, and if you already have a Cameo 4, or if you're like me, you're still running a Cameo 3, you might be thinking, well, why would I upgrade? The Cameo 5, this new Cameo 5 is faster than the 4, and it's also quieter. So we all know the Cameo 4 is kind of loud, but the Cameo 5 is gonna be quieter. There are a few new features. Now, this Cameo you're gonna have the option to get an electrostatic mat. Now, we don't have that mat here. This is the Curio 2, and I know I'm gonna be jumping around a little bit, but we will show you the electrostatic technology. Super, super fire. It's coming up soon. Let's see, we got any questions here? Lovely 31 Blueprint says hello from Colorado. Oh, cool, cool, cool. Crafting with Delonda says hi there. Very cool. Yeah, if you guys have questions about the new Cameo machines or any of the new Silhouette products, you definitely want to just let me know in the comments. There we go. Yeah. So be sure to let me know. Now that's the Cameo 5, right? Lots of cool stuff. Make sure you head on over to heatpressnation.com. One thing that I love about the Cameo 5 is you can load. Now it has the maximum, when you use the cutting mat, you have a maximum cut width of 12 inches, right? When you load material directly, that does go down to about 11.6 inches. But what I love about it is you could load this is 15 inches wide. You could load a 15-inch wide piece of material into the machine. So if you have a roll of vinyl, now it's not gonna fit in the roll holder. It's not really designed for 15-inch vinyl, but it can accommodate it. So that's just something to keep in mind. Now the Silhouette Plus is gonna be available very soon. The Silhouette Plus at this time is only available or going to be available in the white finish. Now the Silhouette Cameo 5 Plus, that's a 15-inch wide vinyl cutter. So if you do wanna cut full-size rolls of vinyl, like me, you're gonna be wanting the Silhouette Cameo 5 Plus. Now under the hood, virtually the same machine. You're just gonna get that extra cutting width on the Silhouette Cameo 5 Plus. And I'm loading this up here. Yeah, Cameo 5 Plus. Absolutely love it. Oh, Jen says, oh, you guys are cutting right to the chase. Jen says, are you gonna cut something so we can hear it? Yes, actually, I am. And I'm gonna be honest. So today we can go as deep into these cutters as you guys want, as I'm able to share. But whatever you guys wanna see, go ahead and put that into the comments. I don't wanna see a dead comment section. So if you guys wanna see it, you tell me what you wanna see and we'll do it. I do have some stuff that is pre-cut. We're gonna be showing you guys some examples of what you can do with these machines. But yeah, I can definitely cut something so you could hear it. Mary says, I would love to have the electrostatic mat, but I can't use it with my 4 Plus. No, so the electrostatic mat, as of right now, is only gonna be available for the Cameo 5. I don't believe there is a mat option for the 5 Plus just yet. And then if you guys are curious, actually now's a good segue for me to go and show off the Curio 2. So the Curio 2, this is very, very interesting. You're looking at this looks unlike anything you've ever seen in a craft cutter. This is what we call a flatbed cutter. So really quick, I'm gonna kind of get out of frame. Sorry, my head's gonna get cut off here. But look at this. So you see how the top moves? What? So instead of with the traditional vinyl cutter, the vinyl is what moves, right? The vinyl gets rolled forward and back and only the blade goes left to right. That's why we have rollers. What's crazy cool about this flatbed cutter is that the top moves. So your material is able to stay perfectly still. That's gonna give you a few options with the Curio 2. First huge advantage to having the Curio 2 is your precision is insane. Now the Cameo cuts really fine details. It's awesome. The Curio 2 has given me some of the cleanest cuts I've ever had. And I'm talking about not just for a craft cutter, but for any cutter. Extremely clean cuts, it's beautiful. There are 5 tools available for the Curio 2. You're gonna have that heat pen. Now I don't have one yet. This is brand new technology we're working with. So the heat pen is on the way. I promise I'm gonna be demoing it as soon as we get it in. But what the heat pen does is you load it into the machine and the machine actually has a powered tool station. So if you've ever used a heat pen to apply like foil onto your different products, you know that you have a cable running through and it's a little bit messy. It's not the cleanest method. Well, now the heat pen gets its power directly from the machine. Not only do you get the heat pen, you have the power engraver, which has like a rotating bit, which is awesome for engraving acrylic. It's super cool. You're also gonna get the leather punch tool, which that one blew my mind when I saw the demo. I did get to see I was at the announcement at the Silhouette Summit in Honolulu, right? Tough job I have. Crafting with Delonda. Oh, on screen. That's a great question. It's actually on screen right now. If you take a look, she's asking what materials does it cut? This is just an example. There are so many more materials, but you can cut balsa. You could engrave acrylic. You could also emboss metal plates. You could use like clay in there with the embossing tool. You can cut faux leather. You can cut cardstock, decoupage paper, and more. So many cool things. I think the other tools, there's an embossing tool, there's a new pen holder, leather punch tool for all your leather crafts. This honestly, like, now one thing I will say about the Curio too, it can cut vinyl. It's amazing at cutting vinyl, but that's not what its strength is. So if you're kind of curious, like, hey, wait, you have the Cameo 5, you have the Curio 2, well, what the heck, which one do I get? It kind of depends on what your main application is for. I would say, and yes, this can do vinyl. It does vinyl beautifully. If vinyl is your main focus, you're probably gonna wanna go for the Cameo 5. The Cameo 5 is much faster at cutting those things. The Curio 2, I think is great for like everything else, like cardstock, lots of different stuff here. Anita says, hi, what's up, everybody? Marissa's asking what the debris tray is used for. That's a great question. So on this, and I may as well just show it, right? So here we go. We're actually gonna be demoing the Curio 2 today. Let me go ahead and, now this, I'll show you the electrostatic mat in a second. I'm gonna peel this off here. So this is the electrostatic bed. This actually, to hold your materials down, you're no longer using an adhesive cutting mat. So like this, for example, now this is from the portrait, which I will be showing you guys the portrait right now. This is adhesive, right? This is sticky. Oh, well, it's getting stuck to the, right? This is sticky, and so when you peel your material off, it can curl, which, it's not that cool. I don't like when my material curls. This is electrostatic, meaning you can cut your paper products, which I'm gonna show you in a minute, and not have to worry. When you peel your paper off the sticky mat, how it curls and it tears? Thing of the past with this. Someone was asking about the debris tray. So this is the electrostatic mat. There are a few interchangeable pieces. Right now it's just this and the debris tray. The debris tray is used when you're using things like the power engraver, because as you're doing that, you're going to get debris and you don't want it getting into like the track or anything like that. So the debris tray is kind of like a little containment tray to make sure your shavings stay on the area. But yeah, so this is the electrostatic mat. This clear thing, kind of hard to get on camera because it's see-through, so hopefully you guys are seeing this. There we go. This is just a protective film. The reason why we use this is just in case you set the wrong cut settings, you don't want to damage the electrostatic bed. This is kind of like a cutting mat, but it's not sticky. So then how does it hold everything in place? Look, this is just paper, right? This is regular black cardstock. And look, it's moving around. So this is bad, right? If any of you guys ever cut paper, you know that you need your paper to be held firmly in place as the blade is doing its work over it. So I'm just aligning this in the corner here. 1 second, there we go. So now there's a little button right here that activates the electrostatic charge. Sorry, it's just right, there it is. I just pushed that button right there. That button activates the electrostatic charge. So now all I do, I'm just gonna smoothen this out. Smoothen that out, there we go. Looking good, looking good. Oh, you know what, sorry, I didn't load the tray right. I'm still new, and then I'm doing this overhead like backwards, so bear with me, ladies and gentlemen. There we go. So now I'm charging it. Now, because this is using electrostatic energy to hold my paper in place, I can already feel the paper kind of stuck. So before it was moving around, it's already a little stuck. You usually want to give this about a minute to fully charge, and that way the electrostatic energy can just keep that paper in place. It's the coolest thing. So I think we have a screen share. I don't know if you guys can see my screen. This is just a quick willy-nilly example of something that you can do in Silhouette Studio. And because we're short on time, I'm not cutting a ton of confetti pieces. I'm just cutting a few. And where did they go? I had a samples that I had cut already. I think I threw them away. Yeah, anyways. So we're just gonna cut a few. And confetti is just one of the many, many, many things that you can cut with your Silhouette Curio 2. Now, you can cut confetti on a Cameo or a portrait, but you'll be using the sticky mat, cleaning those off, getting your paper cuts, or actually your paper projects off of those adhesive mats. It's kind of terrible. So yeah, let's go ahead and I'm just gonna go ahead and send this. I already have my presets, blah, 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 blah. We're just gonna go ahead and send it. Now, if you look at the Curio, what it's gonna do first is automatic width detection. Something cool that we're not demoing today, because again, we're waiting on some tools to become available. But this is doing automatic width detection. You can work this, or actually say you can load media up to 20 millimeters thick. That's about 1 3/4 inches, if I'm not mistaken. That is insane. Another thing you're noticing is as soon as I clicked send to cut, it actually started. Now it's doing a little bit of the pre-prep. There we go. It's cutting. This machine is probably just a little bit louder than the Silhouette Cameo, but just a little bit. And it's, to be honest, it's not that loud at all. I don't know if you guys can hear. I'll let my mic, see if my mic is gonna pick it up. Uh-oh. Pause, and that is why. Pause that. I didn't set up my cut file right, sorry guys. We're just gonna cancel that here, sorry. So what I did was, I didn't set up my file right. And again, hey, this is live, guys. I'm showing you guys all my mistakes. It cut a little bit off the mat, which is exactly why we have this protective sheet here. This protective sheet is awesome. So it didn't cut all the way through, and it served its purpose. It protected my expensive, my $90 bed. That is replaceable, but it isn't cheap. So anyways, really quick, let's get overhead here. So now what I could do, oh, right here we go. So now what I could do is it did complete one of them. So for like parties and stuff, this is gonna be great for cutting, like you can cut your own confetti. This is just, again, one example. I'm trying to pop out here. Let's see, do I have my hook tool? Popping this out here. There we go. Popping out the center of that A. There we go. Somebody's asking if this is comparable. And here we go. That's one of the successful cuts. Pretty darn cool. And it did it without curling. Look how easily I was able to just lift this off. This paper is still nice and flat. If this would have been on an adhesive mat, then yes, there would have been some major curling on this and it would have been a hassle. The electrostatic technology is curl-free, tear-free, and it's honestly really cool. Now, this electrostatic bed is built into the Curio 2, but there are going to be electrostatic mats that can attach to the front of your Silhouette Cameo 5 and your Portrait 4. Really quick, got some questions here. Where does the Pro fit in? So Kit Kat's Eye Candy is saying, where does the Pro fit in? So as of now, Silhouette has not yet announced a Pro size of the new Silhouette Cameo 5. If you guys know the Cameo 4 line, it's Cameo 4, 12-inch, Cameo 4 Plus, 15, and then Cameo 4 Pro is the 24-inch vinyl cutter available from Silhouette. Now for the new line, Cameo 5. Cameo 5, they've only announced the standard, which is 12 inches, and the 5 Plus, which is 15. There has not been any announcement yet for the Pro. So unfortunately, I don't have an answer for that. If you absolutely must have the 24-inch vinyl cutter, yeah, go for the Silhouette Cameo 4 Pro. I believe it's discounted at the moment. Or you can get something like the Caesar Romeo as well. It's gonna kind of fit your needs. Vinyl Systems Edge, I love that machine. Great question. Chronically Jesse is asking, so this is more comparable to X-Tool. This is gonna be a little bit different than X-Tool. If X-Tool is what I'm thinking of, I believe X-Tool is a laser cutter. So laser cutters use a very similar, some people might call it a CNC technology, where it's like a flatbed machine, and then the tool moves over the surface of the machine. I believe X-Tool is a laser. Correct me if I'm wrong. Lasers are awesome. This is not a laser. This is gonna be different, and it's gonna have different applications. Instead of burning into, you have different tools available. One thing that's really cool is that what we saw Silhouette do in their demos is they loaded framed canvas onto the machine, and using a marker in the pen tool, they were able to actually color an outline, right? And then you have a paint by number printed directly onto the canvas. I thought that was incredible, super rad application here. Marissa Dandridge is asking, what comes in the Curio 2 box? That's a great question. Alex, is our unboxing video, we're about what, about a week or two away from that? Yeah. So we will have a complete unboxing video in about a week or two, but just a heads up, in the Curio 2, you're gonna get the Curio 2, you're gonna get one of these protective films, right? Of course, it's gonna come with the electrostatic bed, and then it will have a power supply. One thing I should note about the power supply for the Curio 2, it's not the same as the Cameo and Portrait. Speaking of Portrait, I'm gonna talk about this right now. This is the coolest little thing. The Portrait 4 and the Cameo 5 use one power supply that could be shared. The Curio 2 is on a different power supply, so please do not mix it up. You will ruin your machines. So yeah, one thing you're gonna notice that's missing from all the new Silhouette products is there's no USB ports. And that's because a lot of computers are now having USB-C only. A lot of new computers are, so you're gonna have to buy a hub and everything anyways. If you have your own USB cable, in fact, if you have the cable that came with your old Cameo, you can still use it with them. They still have the USB ports. They're just not gonna be coming with the USB cables. That being said, the Bluetooth connection has been overhauled on all these machines. So they connect really fast. The connection is very stable, and there's like little to no delay. I didn't really notice. I've tested them all with Bluetooth and with USB, and I did not notice a difference in the actual data transmission times. So it's probably if there is a difference, it's probably like a second or two, if that. So it's very, very close. I'm really pleased with the Bluetooth connectivity on these machines. Here we go. Dead Life is asking registration on the Curio. I don't know if you've covered it yet, but just joining both print and cut in the Curio, how's the registration? We've all had our issues in that department, LOL. You know what? Let's take a look. So these are all gonna use the same registration system. It's still a laser. I know some cutters are switching over to like a camera, like an optical sensor. These are still gonna be on a laser. And this was cut beforehand on my Portrait 4. Really quick talk about, it's so tiny, it actually fits on the bed of the Curio 2. Really quick, I'm gonna talk about the Portrait 4. Now the Portrait 4 is gonna be your A4 or letter size cutter. It's gonna come with an 8.5 by 12 inch cutting mat. That's perfect for all of your letter size or A4 size print and cut jobs. I will show you this. I did cut this beforehand just because, as you can see, we're limited on space and connections here. But yeah, the registration, I'll show you right now. It's pretty darn good. This is first try, no calibrations. I'm gonna reveal that in just a second. But really quick on the Portrait 4, the Portrait 4 is basically a mini Cameo, all right, at its core. It's a mini Cameo. You'll notice a big difference. It only has one station. The Cameo 5, sorry, has 2 stations on the carriage. So you could load 2 tools at a time. In the Cameo, you could only load 1 over here. Now, you might be asking, well, why would I want a smaller one? It's only $199. You can really do a lot of damage with this. This thing is super duper portable. The Cameo is super portable. Portrait is super duper portable. It's amazing. I'm a really big fan of this little cutter. You can get a lot of jobs done. You could do a lot of damage with just a little bit. So if your budget is tight, or if you're just doing a lot of smaller projects, I think the Portrait is just absolutely amazing. I'm a big fan. It's actually a little quieter than the Cameo, just a little, but it is a little quieter than the Cameo. Again, you see it's very, very compact, and I love it. So let's take a look at the registration here. Alex, where do you want me to show this? There we go. Okay, cool. So I'm gonna close this really quick here, and we're gonna take a look at this registration. Actually, let me go ahead and stand up. So here we go, here we go, here we go. I already started my peel, but look at that. Looks pretty darn good to me. Now, one thing I will show you, and here's a little trick that I do, because like you said, we've all had our issues. Let me put this back on the mat so you can see what I mean. Somebody was saying, oh yeah, we've all had our issues. Yes, I'm with you on that, dude, like, for sure. So what I've done in the past is I would add an inset to my cut lines. So if you look here, you see that my cut is actually a little bit on the inside of the black border. But check it out, it's perfectly even. So in the past, I'm gonna show you. In the past, what I've done is I've cut on the inset because yes, I know it's not always perfect, it's not always accurate. And so by cutting it on the inset, you're making sure that your cut's gonna be perfectly clean. No white edges on this one. However, oh, I forgot this is not sticky. However, after inspecting this, I'm realizing something. So let me bring this out. I didn't really need to cut on the inset because my inset is perfectly symmetrical. So check that out. This is actually really clean. It's even, the black line is even thickness all around, which means that this portrait cut it perfectly. It registered and cut it perfectly. And this was actually my first try cutting on the portrait. So there's no second piece here. So check that out. This is Caesar, by the way, this is Caesar Easy Color DTV, and I will be pressing this onto a t-shirt in just a moment, but just so you can see, this is our letter-sized A4 cut. This is Santa Claus right here. He's gonna go on a t-shirt in just a few minutes. But yeah, I just wanted you guys to see that. Like the registration is actually really, really clean on these new machines. Oops, let me see some more. Ramsey Brown, does it make weeding any easier? If you're referring to the electrostatic mat for your paper products, yes, paper products have never been easier to weed or cut or just use than on the Curio 2. So absolutely amazing. As far as your silhouette and like your vinyl cutters, getting a clean cut is gonna make your weeding easier. So if you're having trouble with weeding, stitching and things like that, first thing you wanna do is check your blade. You're probably gonna need to replace it. That's what I've found. When my cutter that used to cut good doesn't cut good anymore, it's a blade issue. That's almost always what the issue is. Now, if you're using a new cutter, it's not cutting right, you're gonna wanna check your settings. Very likely you need to apply a little bit more downforce. Sometimes you might need to expose the blade a little bit deeper. Usually I would play with the force first. And you could slow down your speed if it's max, especially if you're not using one of these. If you're using one of those crazy fast cutters, you may need to slow your speed down to get slightly cleaner cuts. But yeah, these things have been cutting absolutely amazing. I have a few projects that I did already cut in advance, and we're gonna get to those in just a minute. Crafting, I'm gonna mute myself for 1 second. My son, he is a customer of the disease factory. I mean, daycare. And so he brings all these home. So yeah, pardon that cough, guys. Crafting with Delon is asking, how do these machines compare to Cricut Maker? I'm gonna be honest, I love these over the Cricut products. And it's no shade to Cricut. This is your pal. This is Jared's personal preference, right? This is not an official stance by Heat Press Nation. Me personally, I like Silhouette better because I like the software better. To me, like the software you can scale up with it to professional levels. I love the software. The free version is amazing, but upgrading to Designer Edition or even Business Edition of Silhouette Studio, totally worth it. The machines, I like them. I have a little bit more control with the machines as far as setting my blade depth, pressure, speed, all that. So far, I am a bigger fan of the Silhouette machines. Will they both cut your t-shirt vinyl? Yeah, they will. They will. Here we go. SH Will says, I adore my Portrait 3. The machine is small, but boy, does it punch above its weight. That's for sure. The Portrait is my workhorse. I love it. I love it. Pal Stevie Steve saying, what's up? T-Town Shirt says, hey guys. John says, how is it when cutting? Oh, sorry. How is it when cutting without a cutting mat? I'm assuming that means mat. Depends on which one you're talking about. I know I have 3 cutters out here. The 2 machines you can cut without a cutting mat. They work fantastic without a cutting mat. In fact, what I'm about to show you right here, this glitter transfer, actually, I'll just bring this out here. This huge piece was cut at once in the Silhouette Cameo 5. We're making a vacation t-shirt here in glitter. It cut it beautifully. You see my glitter, I'm gonna show it overhead. My glitter transfer was cut beautifully. I'm actually gonna be heat pressing this in just a moment. This was cut on the Silhouette Cameo 5 and it cut amazing. And this was cut matless. So when you buy a sheet of glitter from Heat Press Nation, it's gonna come in a 12-inch by 20-inch sheet. And I could have probably fit a few more things on here, but I loaded the sheet directly and it cut it really, really well. So yes, cuts great without a mat. Yeah. Yes, I am. Sharon says I have both Silhouette and Cricut. I prefer Silhouette currently. Awesome. Yeah, and you know what? And if you're a Cricut person, more power to you. I don't think there's really a wrong answer. Whatever vinyl cutter is getting your jobs done, and whatever vinyl cutter is making you money, go for it. Like, go for it 100%. All right, so let's see. I've showed off these two cutters. Someone was asking for a sound test on the Cameo 5. So let me go ahead and, is it plugged in? There we go. Let me go ahead and power that on. Now here really quick, we can show my screen if you want to, Alex. So here we go. Let me show you how easy it is to switch from one to another. So if you're in Silhouette Studio, as you can see, I'm gonna zoom out really quick. It actually has a preview of my Curio. You see that on screen? It's a preview of my Curio. And what I like to do, or what's easy, is if you wanted to cut this exact same file on a Cameo, you just go over here to Machine, select Cameo 5, and boom, it sizes it for a cutting mat. But wait, I don't want a cutting mat. I'm gonna load my material straight in, and this is gonna be a 12 by 15-inch piece of material. And I may as well center this, right? So it could just be one shirt. Sorry, Triceratops, you did not make the cut today. And because this is going on a child's shirt, let me go ahead and center these. And this is what I mean when I say I love the software, right? Child's shirt, you don't want it more than about 5-6 inches tall or about 4 or 5 inches wide. I'm gonna go by height for this one. And I'm just gonna make it 5.5 inches, boom. Boom, I want to mirror this, oops. We're gonna mirror this horizontally. And then I love adding weed boxes. I'm just gonna add a weed box right here. Gonna center these two. Gonna group them, Control G. Boom, this is ready to go. This is ready to cut. I like putting things in the top corner. And so when I go to send, it's connected right now to my Curio, but if I open this up, it's gonna start scanning for another device. You see, I don't know if you could read that right there. It's saying scanning one device found. On the Cameo machine, oh, let me turn on Bluetooth, sorry. I turned the Bluetooth off. So I'm just gonna go ahead and open that up here. Let me close this and have it rescan again. Sorry, we're gonna open that up here. So now it's scanning for a new device. I think this is the longest part, is actually connecting the Bluetooth to a new machine. It should support multiple machines, but if this is giving me trouble, I think what I'm gonna do is turn off my Curio. Oh, no, there it is. Yeah, Cameo 5, nice. So Cameo 5 is ready to go. Let me go ahead and change my cut setting here. I don't wanna cut cardstock. I'm gonna go ahead and cut Heat Transfer Smooth. That's a good preset for me. There we go. Oh, load media. Okay, well, let me adjust my settings first. Yeah, those settings are great. Let's go ahead and load the media. So I'm gonna come to the front of the Cameo. I'm gonna load my media, and then I'm gonna send my job. Another cool thing about the Silhouette Cameo here, and I hope we're gonna catch this on the over. Yes, perfect. It's easier than ever to adjust the rollers. Look at that. You just lift that little thing. You just lift that little bar and boom. So easy. So what I do is, and yes, I could load the 15-inch width. It's not, of course, again, when you're loading media direct, it's only gonna cut 11.6 inches wide. And in there, I put that I have a 12 by 15, so I'm gonna load it this way. There's a little arrow on the left. You probably won't see that on camera. Arrows on the left and right. Put that down. Adjust these little mid rollers. They just help keep everything in place. Up button to load. And that's it. I'm gonna go ahead and click send. And look how fast the Bluetooth connection is. Now I know it's right next to each other, so I'm cheating a little bit, but even with the older Cameos, the Bluetooth connection was not this fast. So I'm gonna hit send in 3, 2, 1, click. Oh, I already mirrored it. 3, 2, 1, click. Oh my gosh. Okay, 3, 2, 1, click. There we go. And that was almost instantaneous to where it's receiving it. It adjusted the blade. And here we go. I'm gonna be quiet so you guys can hear it. Put my mic to this. I don't know if you can hear it or not. I'm not sure how my mic is set. It's pretty quick though. There we go. Oh, sorry. Not bad. Really quick, I'm just gonna weed this so you guys can see it. And I think I can close, oh, whoops, here we go. I'm just gonna weed a part of this so you guys can see the cut. Where my cut setting is right. We're about to find out. There we go. Yeah, this is weeding great. Of course, these are easy weed. How would it not weed great, right? So yeah, so that was a sample cut on the new Cameo 5. Now, it is quieter than the 4 by a lot. I wouldn't say it's the quietest machine on the market. Of course, you still have like your servo motor cutters like the Vinyl Systems Evo. If you're wanting silent cutting, you're gonna wanna look into the Vinyl Systems Evo. I'm just gonna weed this really quick here. By the way, if you're just tuning in, I'm showing off all the brand new Silhouette products. We have the Cameo 5, the Portrait 4, and the Curio 2, and they are all here. And here we go, I just cut that right now. We're not gonna heat press that. Let's head on over to the heat press. Actually, I do wanna show you something that we did off camera. I got some questions here. Dead Life is asking, with the static mat, does it leave static on the material, or does the static hang out with you like when you rub a balloon, stick it to the web of your hair? You know, I haven't experienced residual static charge on the products, also because like cardstock, even heat transfer vinyl hasn't really like kept that. When the machine is done cutting, it'll automatically turn off the static charge on the bed. And then usually if you're not touching anything, you're grounded. So when you touch it, you don't get shocked, by the way. I haven't been shocked yet. You know, when you like rub your socks on the carpet and you touch them when you shock them. I haven't been shocked yet touching this. So, you know, so far it's been pretty smooth and seamless. The projects that I have weeded and tested out, there's not a residual static charge to them. I'm not saying that's gonna be the same case for everybody, but so far in my experience, I have not witnessed that. So that's actually a great question. T-Town Shirt says, hear what, LOL. Lizzie says, I hear it, seems pretty quiet. Yeah, so it is relatively quiet. It's a lot quieter than the old Silhouette. It's a great step forward in sound reduction. And then I would say if you're needing something absolutely silent, probably check out the Vinyl Systems Evo. Here we go. Really quick, I'm gonna hop back over to my Facebook buddies. Oh, Facebook buddies, where did you guys go? Here we go. Sorry, this. There we go. Oh, here we go. There we go. We got some questions here. Luana Hawk is saying, explain the heat pen, please. Okay, so I did talk about that really quick earlier, but I'm gonna go back to it. So the heat pen is really cool. If you've ever wanted to apply foil onto non-t-shirt, because for t-shirts, we have like a foil looking vinyl that you could just cut and heat press. But for like cardstock, if you wanna like put like, especially I think it looks really cool for like making invitations or greeting cards. If you want to apply foil directly onto a product, you need a hot pen. They call it a quill sometimes. And so you put the foil over your product, and whatever the pen writes out, then that's what part of the foil gets stuck to your substrate. So usually you have to connect your pen to a separate power source and run a line and cable and all that. With all three of these will support the heat pen. So the pen draws its power directly from the machine, and then you just let it go to work, and it'll apply your foil. It's really, really cool. Will the heat pen seal ribbon? I don't know. That's a great question, though. We'll have to test that out once we get our heat pens in. Luan is also saying, no more mats. I've been through so many. Yeah, so this is really cool, especially. Oh, that's another thing that I wanted to say. You could cut there's this thing called intelligent path technology. It's the new algorithm that drives how the new machines cut. And so we've actually been able to cut, I've only tested it with 3 layers. I cut 3 layers of paper stacked on top of each other, and it cut all 3 of them, and it looked great, no tearing. It's really, really cool. Is he reading only YouTube? I'm so sorry. Facebook went silent for a second, so I switched over. I usually only read like 1 at a time, so I'm here on Facebook now. Christine says, here we are. Cool. I got you guys, Facebook. All right, so I'm gonna head on over to the heat press. Check it out. This was cut with the Silhouette Cameo 5. So I wanna actually apply this just to give you an idea of something that you could do. Now, really quick, I wanna trim this out. We're gonna be making, honestly, one of the coolest vacation shirts I've seen in a while. Let's head on over to the heat press. We're Heat Press Nation, right? You know we gotta show you guys how to heat press something with your brand new Cameo or Portrait or Curio. So here we are on the heat press. Now this blank, oh my gosh. You all need to try this. They're not paying me. They should though. Wyatt at AS Color, I'm calling you out, bro. Pay me, send me a check. No, I'm just kidding, I love Wyatt. He was on our podcast, super cool dude. Anyways, this is from AS Color. This is like, I believe their garment dyed. It has like a really worn look. This is like their lavender color. So it looks kind of worn. It looks like a shirt you've had for years. It feels like a shirt you've had for years. This is one of the softest shirts I've ever laid my hands on. It's amazing. So I'm gonna do really quick, I'm just gonna preheat this for about 5 seconds or so. Yeah, there we go. And on the front, oh, where did my transfer go? Oh yeah. So we're gonna do that thing. This is super popular. I've done it with my own brand where we actually just press a pocket logo. So what I like to do is I like to center my pocket logo. For smaller shirts, I'll go a little bit, so center is about right here on this graphic, right? For smaller shirts, like anything up to a large, I'll go a little bit off center and then down about 3 fingers below the neckline. That's been a great placement for me. For larger shirts, you know, you can go a little bit closer to the edge of the neckline. And so this is a vacation shirt. This is the Barbosa Family Vacation 23. And yeah, this is another great way, because this is not an exact Disney castle. This is just a castle, right? It's not any of the Disney castles. This is just a castle. It's actually pretty good. Just a quick note on that. On the Disney website, there is an article in their blog where they're like totally cool with you making your own parkwear. Just throwing that out there. So here we go. I'm gonna give this the full press for 10 seconds. Warm peel. So this is something that I would consider inspired by the magic. All right, we're not directly using any Disney products. We're just kind of being inspired by them. Look at that really quick, that glitter on the chest. It's nice and subtle, right? It doesn't scream corny family. It's subtle, it's cool, it's a pocket placement. And then, if you're not so subtle, we're just gonna go ahead and center this on the back here. So if you're not so subtle, this is inspired by like the Spirit jersey line. And this is just barely gonna fit my 15-inch by 15-inch heat press. Just barely. Now, I probably should press this in 2 sections, but I'm not gonna. So this is a massive back print. And it's, again, if you've been to Disneyland, you know the Spirit jerseys. So this is not a ripoff. This is like inspired by. So really cool. And yeah, I think using the glitter makes it ultra festive. And then this lavender shirt, this is just one of the coolest shirts I've seen in so long. Let's see, did it pick it? Yes. Yes. Oh my gosh, that looks amazing. The black glitter has to be one of my favorite. I'm gonna bring this up to the other camera, actually. The black glitter has to be one of my favorite glitters of all time. And so now on the back of our shirt, we have our big overblown graphic. On the front, we have a nice subtle little pocket logo. And this is probably one of the coolest family vacation shirts I've seen in a long time. I'm gonna leave this on the front. This was cut with the Cameo 5. And now, really quick, just going back, we are running a little bit low on time. You guys can be on the lookout for content that dives into each of these machines a lot more specifically in a lot more detail in the coming weeks. We actually just got all of these in, and I have been having an absolute blast just playing with all the new machines, learning about all their new features. It's been amazing. Let's see, we got any other questions here? Now's a great time for Q&A. Oh no, come on. Here we go. I'm opening up the Q&A right now. Sneaker Queen says, yes, AS Color are great shirts. Yeah. Yes, I am Sharon says, very quiet. My boyfriend appreciates the low volume. Yes. SH Will says, Scan and Cut is the quietest machine I have. Is the new machines the same? You know, I haven't played with the Brother Scan and Cut, so I don't know. I haven't heard it, so I don't have a point of reference for that. If we're talking about quiet machines, I would say the Silhouette is pretty close to the Caesar, the Romeo and Juliet cutters. The Cameos and the Portrait, they're like right under there in terms of quietness. And then even more quiet than that is your servo motors, which is like, again, the Vinyl Systems Evo. If you got a lot of cash lying around, the Graphtec CE7000 series. But yes, these are pretty quiet. I'm a big fan of that noise reduction. Chronically Jesse, can you link everything you use, please, for the shirt? You know, that's a great question. Let's go. Alex, can we screen share for like 2 seconds? So check this out. When you get your new Silhouette product, you will get 100 free designs. These are all free. These all were loaded free onto my computer when I got my Silhouette Cameo. And so one of them right here, Castle, if I double click on that, it's gonna bring this into my file right here. Oh, I can delete that. So Castle, that's what I used today. This came free with the Cameo. Now, sometimes Silhouette does switch up the free graphics that come with your machine. So while you may not specifically have Castle or this Castle with it, you should be able to find it in the Silhouette Design Store. Can I go there right now? So the Silhouette Design Store is where you can buy, let's type Castle. This is where you could buy Silhouette cut files for your machine. Oh, so they even have other castles here that you could use. That castle looks a little too close to the, you know, to the wink wink, you know? But yeah, there's lots of castles here. Some of them are as low as 99 cents. The castle that I used today, it was free. This came with the Silhouette. And the font that I used, I don't think I have that font on this computer. Yeah, I don't have that font on this computer. I forget what it's called, in fact, but it is a free font, and I got it at defont.com. But as you can see, like there's so many fonts that you could use out there. I think it's called like Fantasy something, but then there's similar fonts. Anyways, sorry. Long story short, I don't have that font specifically for the t-shirt. And then you could do simple stuff. That's another reason why I just love Silhouette products. Is text on path is so easy. You just draw your path, draw your text like hello everyone. And then you just, with this handle, right? You can just drag it onto the path, right? It's that easy. And then you can manipulate it from there. And that's how I got the curved font for the chest logo. Oh, my battery's running low. Okay, well, that's telling me that I gotta hurry the heck up. But yeah, great question. CM Rod is asking, just jumped in, do you know when the Cameo 5, when the white Cameo 5 will be coming in? For that, please refer to heatpressnation.com. Actually, I think I could check that right here. Duh, I have a computer, right? So let's go to heat.press/Cameo 5. That's where everybody can go. Oh, Alex has it on there on screen. Oh, perfect. Oh, thank you so much. So here are the estimated release dates. I'm gonna read them. I know you guys can read, but if you're not looking at your screens right now, The classic white will be available next month, sometime in mid-November. Bianco Carrera, that cool marble finish, is going to be available in early next year. February, March is what we're looking at. Also, the matte pink is going to be available February, March. And the matte black is available now. So if you absolutely have to have a brand new Cameo 5, you can get the black one now. And then if you want the classic white, you can order it next month. And you'll, I don't want to say definitely, but almost definitely, I'm like 99% sure you'll have it in time for Christmas. There we go. There we go. John Neighbor says, I've purchased my Cameo 5 Plus already. Do I have to download designs? So when you connect your Silhouette Cameo into, so basically you're gonna have to download Silhouette Studio. When you connect the Cameo 5 to your computer with Silhouette Studio open, go to the library. In fact, we're gonna go there now. So let's pretend that we hadn't downloaded those free files already. All you have to do is open up, so I'll wait for it to come on screen here. So you're just gonna go into Silhouette Studio, and on the top here, there's one that says library. You're gonna click on library. Now it's already loading my library, but when you click on this library, if you haven't yet gotten your 100 free designs, it'll tell you how. You're gonna have to, I think you have to like register your machine or something like that. But just go to the library tab, and if they don't load automatically, you'll have the program will tell you how to get them. Okay, very cool, very cool. Let me go back over to Facebook really quick here. If you guys have any questions about the new machines, I'm here for just another few minutes. I know we have a lot of stuff to do today, and I just want to make sure that I get to everybody. Cool, 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 cool. All right, I don't see any new questions coming in here just yet, but hey, what the heck, I'm gonna take my time. Actually, now's a good time for me to remind you that we do have our Black Friday sale coming up next month. It is the biggest, best sale that we ever have every year, ever in the year. So if you wanna be the first to know when things are gonna be going on sale, especially our big sales, we usually have like flash discounts, lightning sales, all that stuff. Make sure you're signed up for text notifications. To do that, you're gonna text the word HEAT, that's H-E-A-T. You're gonna text the word HEAT to 31592. That's gonna get you signed up for text notifications. That way, again, you'll be the first to know when all the cool stuff goes on sale for Black Friday next month. And as a reminder, we don't wait till Black Friday to put stuff on sale. Our sale usually starts like the week before, something like that. So make sure you're staying tuned for that. There we go, there we go. Okay, I don't see any other questions here. So yeah, I want to thank everybody for joining me on this Friday Junior. Once again, my name is Jared. It's been an absolute pleasure to be with everybody here today. I want to thank you for joining, and I will see you around. Adios.